Please bear with me, we're live again. I was in the middle of cooking cloud bread and meatballs, and it suddenly all went off, which is rather disappointing. But I believe we're all live now, which is a good thing. I just need to get us back live on Amazon with any luck. Comes alive. Yes. So if you're watching a little bit earlier, we were we were busy doing some lovely cooking. So let's put that back on there. We did cloud bread, and the cloud bread is about. Hi Sharon, thank you so much for staying with us. Yes, the picture will be here in a trice. I'm just I am literally just popping on. I'm just making us back on Amazon, which is good. And just want to put our carousel back on. You might be able to hear in the background there the timer going off, so that definitely tells me that our cloud bread is done. And I just need to get this down to the cancel exclude the camera. So that hopefully is now all working. Stay with us, because I want to see what we did. That is the cloud bread. So that has just come out of the oven. Okay, so but you have to bear with me 2 shakes while I'm just quickly trying to get the Amazon feed back up. Cooking. Thick. And 3, 2, 1, and we are back live with Amazon. Not quite sure what happened there, so let's get the camera back on. There we go. So, my goodness. Well, that's the nice thing. So at least now we've seen our cloud bread. Yeah, they are light and they look delicious. So we need to put them somewhere they can. Let's put them somewhere they can cool down. So which would be just over here, just out of camera shot. And so that is basically our bread mixture. Hey Adair, I know. It's the one time, Adair, I can actually use the oven because I can't use it when I'm cooking with you. So let's have a quick recap. So reposition my camera again. Okay, so that was the cloud bread. So the cloud bread is made, and that was a super simple recipe, just 3 ingredients. So that is just 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of cream cheese, and half a teaspoon of baking powder. So what we did, we combined the yolks with the cream cheese, made it into a beautiful little creamy yolky sauce. Then we whisked up the egg whites into stiff peaks, and then we added those soft peaks. Added those back into the mixture and made a lovely fluffy mixture. Just folded that in so we didn't knock all the air out, and they were just cooked to perfection in the oven. 10 minutes. That was 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 175 degrees centigrade for 10 minutes, and they've come out absolutely beautiful. Okay, and the funny thing is, you think, oh, are they going to taste a bit eggy? So a little bit like when we have when we have cauliflower rice. It does taste of cauliflower. It doesn't magically take on the taste of rice. But There you go. So we got our bread. So this is going to make a lovely little meatball sandwich, really, or meatball roll for my lunch. You see, this is why one of the reasons I love cooking for you all is that I get to eat what it is that I'm cooking. So there we go. We had our half an onion, and forgive me if you're watching on Facebook. Lovely to see you. It smells delicious. Thank you, Adair. It is. Harry, hi, nice to see you. I hope you can see me now, Harry. Sharon, thank you so much. You just found me on Amazon and then it stopped. I know, so frustrating. But if you try it again, go into let me double check. I can do it as well. Nickwood .live. That's all you need to type into your. That's all you need to type into your browser. And yes, happy days. I'm back in the chat. Hey Sharon, you're fantastic. You've got the hang. Hey, while you're over on Amazon, so nickwood.live, just type that in your URL. You'll probably have to log into Amazon maybe as well when that happens. But if you please do hit the follow button, and that way you'll get notified every time I go live on Amazon. We have two cooking shows a week. We have the amazing. I'm so privileged. I get to cook with the beautiful and lovely Adair Palmer on a Tuesday. That is at 10 a.m. in the UK. We have the big Australia England cook-off. So we come up with ideas. Actually, our viewers tell us what they want us to cook. They give us some ingredients. So this week, this Tuesday, 10 a.m. UK time, 7 p.m. Australia time, and I think this Tuesday, I think we've got some medley of mushrooms, and there was talk of a special guest chef Adair might produce as opposed to that. Sharon, thank you so much. You hit the follow button. I appreciate you even more than I did before. So Adair's partner, he might be cooking this time with a pokey board, I think they called it. I've obviously got a little bit of learning to do over the weekend to find out what that is. Anyway, back to the cooking. Now, so we've got our 250 grams of mince here as well. So I've already separated out and weighed. And this is the thing, I love cooking. I am not a professional chef. Let's get that thing very, very clear. But I do love cooking. And when I was working over in Germany, I had the opportunity to actually take some time, and I actually got myself a diploma in gourmet cooking and catering, just because I like to cook. And then I had the privilege of actually then having some time at the Raymond Blanc School of Cookery at his hotel in Oxford, Cap Saison, I think it's called, something like that. Very, very posh, very nice hotel that was as well. So I've got the mince in, I've got the onions in. The best thing to do, I'm going to put a little bit of dried Italian seasoning in, mixed herbs. As I say, if it was Swedish meatballs, I would be putting dill in, dill and nutmeg. But as I thought, curses, as I thought, yes, I'd run out of dill. Not to worry. So how do we bind our ingredients? Okay, so we've got the mince in there. As you can see, we've got the mince in there, we've got the onion in there. Now, traditionally, we would bind that with a combination of milk and breadcrumbs. But as we know, let's go to the bowl out, please. But as we know, as you know, we can't have keto is low carb, not no carb. But obviously we want to reduce the carb as much as we can. So in this time, instead of using breadcrumbs and milk as the binding agent, you can use an egg, but I wouldn't use egg in the cloud bread. So I'm using almond flour. I'm going to use almond flour and milk as well. And that should do a very similar job. So I'm going to just take a generous dessert spoon make it 2. And actually, I'll tell you what, that's probably a tablespoon in reality. So a tablespoon of almond flour. Okay, almond flour. Oh, I really thought it was. I thought I'd never be able to really use it and work it, but actually, almond flour is a lifesaver. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. And we want some milk. Now, obviously, keto, and I have to say, I would normally have full fat milk, but I slipped into my old habit the other day of buying semi-skimmed. But not to worry, not to worry. Cool. So we put that in there. I'll let that sit for a little while that just all pulls itself together. And now I'm going to wash my hands and actually get in with my fingers on this. I would, if I was doing it for a dinner party, I would of course glove up. So that's the thing. Oh, do you have a pizza cutter? I do. I don't know if there's one in the carousel. I thought there was one in the carousel. But that's a shame. Monica, I tell you, could you do me a favour while you're watching this? Could you do me a favour and actually go and type in pizza cutter in the search bar of Amazon, and then if you could put a little link in the comments, then that'd be good. Because the pizza cutter would actually be quite good for cutting our flour bread. I think so. That so a pizza cutter would be good. I do have one here somewhere. I've got one, but I don't know what the make was. I did get it off Amazon though, but I just cannot for the life of me remember who made the pizza cutters. But that's good, because we did do a pizza. Adair and I did a pizza a couple of weeks ago. We on our cook-off show. We did it without an oven, because Adair lives on a houseboat, so she hasn't got an oven. So we had to do a pizza. An ovenless pizza really worked out well. So I would, if you get a chance to watch that back, that would be great. So, right, let me just mix these ingredients. And as I say, I would put some nice gloves on. Let's use a bit of our binding agent. There we go. And again, when you're making these meatballs, and you look at how much of the binding agent, you can play it by ear. Don't put it all in at once. I would, always say, you can't take out. You can add, but you can't take out. So as you can see, that is now coming into a nice thing. And don't worry that it looks a little bit pale because of the flour and the milk, because that's okay, because that will cook out. It's binding. So that's the main thing. So now that's beginning to look good. So right, let me move some of these things out of our way. And I just had a pop up on my computer, which didn't help matters at all. And right, let's get our meatballs. Now I do these a couple of ways actually. I'm gonna put a couple in the oven, and I'm going to put a couple in a frying pan. Okay. And these pans are lovely as well. So these are the Circulon pans. You can get multiple different sets. If you click it on the carousel, then you'll see multiple different sets. And just pick the ones you want. They are not expensive, but I find they are really good. Their non-stick is really, really good. So we love that. So I'm going to just heat up that pan for a moment. And we start to make our meatballs. So what I'll do is I'll get how can you see this? How can you see this best? Probably that way around. Let me move my amazing Auto IQ Ninja out of the way. Move these things back. And so I'm just getting little dessert spoon of the mixture. So that is just the mince. That is the mince. That is onion, nicely fine diced onion, and we've got mixed herbs in there. I say if it was a Swedish meatballs, then I would have put in some nutmeg and some dill, and a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's it. So just making them into nice, form them up into nice little balls. In fact, what I'll do while I'm doing these ones here, if you've got any questions, Monica, thank you so much for following me. I really do appreciate that. As I say, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, thank you very much indeed. If you want to pop over to Amazon, because this is actually an Amazon live stream influencer show, so we can see what we're doing over on Amazon. So I've got those ones. So I've got half my meatballs I'm doing in the pan, the other half I'm going to pop in the oven. In fact, actually, let me do them all in the pan. I'll do them all in the pan because that way you can hear the sizzle. This is this is getting quite a few meatballs here. Obviously, I'm not going to eat all of these for my lunch, but they are looking good, and it's just so easy that removing the instead of using the breadcrumbs and milk, I switched out breadcrumbs for almond flour, and that is doing an amazing job. Let's do one more. Have a big one. So what I'm going to do, I'm doing these, and basically I'm browning them off in the pan, and then I'll finish them off in the oven, and it'll only take about 10 minutes to finish them off in the oven. So that's all looking good there. Let me just make some space in my pan. There we go. So let me quickly wash my hands. That's good. Cool. Right, that is it. Hands are all washed. So I'm happy with that. Right, our meatballs are now in there. Let me show you. The meatballs are now cooking in the pan, and looking very, very good. Let me just move my camera. So yeah, so they are cooking in the pan. And what I want to do, all we're doing is just browning them. So once they've done a little bit, I've kind of crowded the pan, which is not what I wanted to do, but never mind. Make life a little bit easier for myself than just doing this before. So we're browning them off, and these are quite big. And as I say, they looked pale, and that was because of the milk and the almond flour, but it's okay. They didn't stay pale. That is all fine. Now, actually, I don't need that pan because I'm going to put the pan I shall actually put the pan itself into the oven. So while they're cooking away, I'll just quickly clean down my work surface. I'd like to have a nice clean and tidy kitchen. So that makes life nice and happy. Like there. Okay, and now let's have a little look at our cloud bread as well. Use my knife. So they've kind of gone into each other, but no problem. Just use our little knife to slice them apart. And I'll take this little one. Now, let me just wipe my hands and show you. Okay. Now, look. I hope you can see this is as light as can be. Okay, it's like a little fluffy, you can see it wobbling. That is light and fluffy. And I'll just have a little taste there. Oh my goodness. That is every bit as delicious as it looks. It is light. It is like eating bread, but better. It's yeah, it's like a super light, refined pancake, really. But it just melts in your mouth. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely lovely. Gosh. So guys, that's our cloud bread. So that's going to form our sandwich. So we're having meatballs, meatball and cloud bread sandwich. So we have our meatballs here as well. They are happily cooking away in our pan. So we're just browning them off to begin with, and they won't take too long. Probably a little bit bigger than I wanted, but they're okay. Don't worry now. So give them a little turn over. Nice. Okay, and they'll take a long time to cook through on the pan. Although actually, no, I will put them in the oven to finish off. So they've been nicely browned off. Turn the gas off. So I'll give them 10 minutes in the oven, and so we can get ourselves prepared. So what else goes with our meatballs? What can we have? There we've got our knife all cleaned. I've just quickly wiped down my board. Okay, nice, clean and tidy. That's how we like to cook. Right, pop that over there. So we've got our bread, we've got our meatballs. Let's have a little bit of cucumber and tomato. Cucumber, tomato, and a little grated carrot, I think, as well. So just while they cook off, our cloud bread is obviously all done. So I'm going to get a plate out because it's pretty much plating up time. So we're going to put it on a plate ready to go. So I want my cucumber. Now I don't know why they do this. Why they sell us cucumbers super wrapped in plastic, which is not biodegradable. So frustrating, so annoying. I say, if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, that is fantastic. But please do come over and join us in the Amazon, on the Amazon website. We have got the carousel. I used earlier on. I used my KitchenAid mixer for that. That was the big product of the day. It was in the first video that we did before we lost the stream, unfortunately. But yeah, that's a KitchenAid. I'll quickly show you. Yeah, it is. It's a big boy. It's super heavy, but probably one of my favourite kitchen utensils. It is a multi-speed mixer. It's got a dough hook attachment. It's got a K paddle for cakes, whisker. This attachment at the front here. Lots of different attachments go on there. I love the pasta roller and cutter. That is a great thing to have. So it makes life so much easier, I have to say. But as I said, it is really heavy. so right, so let's just make this up a little cucumber dish. Now I always take the seeds out of the cucumber. I don't really taste it much. And sometimes, sometimes I'll peel them as well. If I'm being really fancy, then I'll do that. And just like a nice little slice. That's all on top. Keep them on the board, aren't I? Throw those away. We're going to make a meatball sandwich, so it should be good fun. Let's just grate some carrot as well. I do like a bit of grated carrot. One thing I do need to buy from Amazon, and if anyone's got any recommendations, do let me know. I need to buy a bigger grater. At the moment, I'm just using this little one. Came as a set of 3 different, so the micro grater, standard grater, and then kind of like a slicer. But it makes grating, a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. Thank you for watching on Amazon, on Facebook, on YouTube. This is we do 2 cooking shows a week. As I said earlier, we have the great joy of cooking with Adair Palmer. Sorry, Adair. And go check her out as well, her Amazon site. I think hers is My Time TV. So go and check her out as well. We do a cooking show at 10 a.m. on Tuesdays. The great England-Australia cook-off. And also, so we have this show on a Thursday. We have the cook-off on a Tuesday. Myself and my good friend Stephen Healy, another great live streamer, we have a joint show on a Monday. Again, that is at 3 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. Eastern. And on that show, that's more tech. We go through what we use for our live streams. So the camera I'm using today, I'm using the iPhone 12. But we also have webcams that we use. I'm using the iPhone because it's brought it all down into a kitchen today, so it makes it nice and easy. And Sharon, you're watching on your big TV. Oh my goodness! I should have had a shave. Hopefully it's coming through okay. I do have some issues today with my connectivity, so if it goes a little bit fuzzy at times, my apologies. That's not what I normally look like, but I probably look a little bit better. So Steve and I have that show on a Monday, and also coming very soon, I'm having. So if you're an author, or if you have products that you sell on Amazon, then we've got the Amazon seller interviews coming up as well. What a better way, who knows their products or books better than the people that produce them or write them. So if you want to be with me on that, just drop me a line either on Facebook in the comments or nickwood-online.com, nick@nickwood-online.com. Drop me an email if you'd like to be interviewed and talk all about your books or your products as well. But an amazing one in October, a lady that is Vetiver grass. I keep pronouncing it wrong, but yeah, that's amazing grass that she grows. So that's really good. Right, back to our cooking. So I've got cucumber, carrots. Let's just do one tomato. Back in the fridge. And carrots. Oh, get back there. And as that's a nice beef tomato, so right, that's just the perfect size for our little roll. So cut that a couple of slices. So I'll just make one. There we go. So what have we got here? How's it? Let's have a look how it's getting on. I think that's been about 10 minutes in the oven. Now, obviously, I've just taken a very, very hot pan out of the oven. And don't do what I've done on numerous occasions, which is suddenly forget that it's got a red hot metal handle on it. So what we do, either, here's your tip, either put a cloth over the handle so that you know it's there, or I would just put the red oven glove as well, because the number of times I have burnt my hand is it's embarrassing. Oh, Sharon, I like keto food. You look fine, but it's easier to write a message from my phone. Thank you. It is, isn't it? Isn't that the truth? Normally we watch these things on our phones, on our mobile devices. Yeah, Sharon, what is it you like about the keto? Have you been on a keto diet? For people that don't know, the reason I'm called Keto Nick is because since the end of January I've lost over 42 pounds in weight, which is just coming up to 20 kilos. And the first couple of months were really hard. The first couple of months I only lost about 10 pounds. But then on May the 10th, I bit the bullet and became keto. Not hardcore keto, but I removed carbs, a big carb. So I removed rice, I removed pasta, I removed potatoes, and I removed bread. So, and it was and then I also added on to that. I specifically intentionally go for a walk 45 minutes every day as soon as I get up. So I get up at 6, and the first thing I do is go for a walk. So I know I've got my 45-minute walk in. And so since then, I've lost over 32 pounds since the 10th of May on the keto, on following this. It's not even a diet. I call it a keto lifestyle. It's a lifestyle choice. And if you don't miss the things, I thought I'd miss bread. I was chatting to someone yesterday, and I used to have toast in the morning for breakfast. I used to have a sandwich at lunchtime, but actually we called it a manwich because it wasn't one sandwich, it was 1.5 sandwiches. And then I'd probably have, a couple of times a week, I'd have a little bit of bread and butter with my dinner. So I was eating an awful lot of bread. I didn't realise how much bread I was eating. So when I actually stopped eating it, that was quite amazing. And I realised then I then wasn't eating any butter. And of course, keto, we do need the fat. So I do love the butter. And one day I was going to show you today with the KitchenAid, but I can do it next week. How to make your own butter. Really easy. We're going to make a lovely make your own garlic butter next week. So maybe I'm going to do maybe next week I'll do a keto pizza. I've got to think. See, I'm thinking now what I'd like for my lunch next week. A keto pizza with garlic cloud bread And oh, that sounds good. Yeah, garlic cloud bread and with our homemade garlic butter. Sounds good. Um, yeah, Sharon. So on and off the keto program, I need to do it seriously now because I have too much on me at the moment. I know. I don't know about you, Sharon. Yummy. Yeah, I love garlic. It's quite funny, isn't it? Since I've had my weight loss, it's been so fun. I've been able to go and start putting clothes on that I've not worn. I don't know what's more embarrassing. I hadn't worn them for about 6 or 7 years when I was last at this weight, or the fact that I'd actually kept the clothes. So that's really funny. But there's nothing better than to be able to actually then suddenly get into clothes you thought you'd never see again, and you put a belt on, and you need another notch on your belt, and it's great. And if you'd have asked me, it's a slow transition because people often say, "Oh, do you feel like much healthier and fitter?" And the answer is yes, I do, but it's been a gradual process. So I kind of, I kind of do, and I kind of don't, because you kind of forget where you were. And I think that's why it's quite easy to fall off on keto as well. Anyway, that's enough of me chatting. Right, let's plate up and do our thing because it's lunchtime. It's lunchtime where I am, so I needed to do. I want you to have a nice lunch as well. So I'm going to make a lovely. This is just the lightest of cloud bread. There's a reason it's called cloud bread because it is light like a cloud. Oh, so here we go. And this cloud bread actually will last in the fridge for about 3 days. What I would say, and I'm just looking for one. I've normally got one. Yeah. No, they are here. Is pop them in a little plastic bag. So once they've cooled down, put them in a plastic bag. If you leave them in the fridge overnight, they'll go crispy. They'll crisp up and they won't be any good. But pop them in a little bag, that will seal them, and they will be delicious. So, and I've not done it, but I'm guessing you can probably freeze them as well. So, all right, I want to get my little meatball. Now, they're quite big. I'm going to have 2 meatballs. Nice. Let me take my meatballs off. Let me put a tomato there, then 2 meatballs, and some grated cabbage. Cabbage? No, that's grated. Grated cabbage. No, that is grated. That is grated carrot. Actually, I was busy chopping up my cucumber. I should have just done it as a circle, shouldn't I? Right, now, do we want any sauce on that? I shall just put a little sprinkling of salt. That's lovely. And a little dash of pepper. Ooh. A little dash of pepper. And then put a little top it on. So this is going to be incredibly messy to eat, but there we go. This is it. This is my little meatball sandwich. As I say, it's not going to be the easiest thing to eat in the world, but that is the beautiful cloud bread. Those are our lovely meatballs that we bound with the almond flour as well. So that was really cool. Oh, Sharon, 9:45 here in Adelaide. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, Sharon. I think you watch Adair and myself on a Tuesday as well. Wow. Wow. can't speak because I'm so full of, well, a mouthful of meatball. That is absolutely delicious. So that was the cloud. Quick recap. We have the cloud bread, which is as light and fluffy, lighter than any bread you're going to get. Absolutely light and fluffy, and that was made really easily. That was just 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of cream cheese, and a little half a teaspoon of baking powder. We combined the cream cheese and the egg yolk together to make and the baking powder to make a little base. Made sure that was thoroughly mixed through. We put the egg whites, we whisked them up in the KitchenAid and made a beautiful fluffy white meringue. We took that to soft peaks, and then we folded that into our egg and our cream cheese mixture. We then dolloped them out into, we made 6 little sections of bread, little circles, popped them in the oven for 10 minutes. That was on 350 degrees Fahrenheit. It was 175 degrees Celsius or centigrade in the oven for 10 minutes, and they came out absolutely beautiful. I mean, keep an eye on it. Different people's ovens are different, have different fierce. Some are more fierce than others. So keep an eye on it. As you can see, they came out really beautifully. They're light and they're fluffy. And then the meatballs, we had 250 grams of mince, we had half an onion, we had maybe a dessert spoonful of mixed herbs. And then I used a tablespoon of almond flour and some milk to make a paste. And that was what we used. Well, actually quite a thin paste, really, not like a thick paste. We used that. Normally you would use breadcrumbs and milk, but because we're keto, we used almond flour. Works exactly the same way. And that then bound it. We mixed all that in. That bound it. We cooked them off on the hob for just to brown them, and then of course I need that. And then we finished them off in the oven, which is why I'm holding it with the oven glove and the kitchen tea towel, because that is still really hot. And yeah, so they cook through. They are delicious, and then we just pop them into our cloud bread sandwich. So that is cloud bread and meatballs for lunch with a little salad garnish. So that's cool. Oh, Sharon, yes, you watch me. Oh, thank you, Sharon, so much. I really appreciate you watching both shows. Really do appreciate that. That is amazing. So that is now my lunch done. I shall be back. If I'm not back here tomorrow, I will be back for sure cooking with Adair at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. I'm back with Stephen. If you're following us on Amazon, please hit that follow button. I'm back here with Stephen Healy, another fellow live streamer, on Monday. We talk all about our technical stuff, so it's all about the kit we use for live streaming. Stephen is a lovely gentleman. He takes us on a walk around the English countryside. We go visit some amazing stately homes and gardens, and he shows us how he live streams outdoors, outside broadcasting. Really incredible stuff. So we talk about how we do all that. And then of course I'm back here next week, where I promised to do a keto pizza, with our own homemade garlic cloud bread as a side. So that is fantastic. Sharon, thank you very much. I appreciate your comment there. And so until Monday or Tuesday, or indeed next Thursday, but have an amazing week wherever you are. Stay safe, and I will see you very soon. Have an amazing day. Take care.